My name is Jean Young, and I'm chairperson of the Finance and Property Committee, and I'm going to call this meeting to order. To my left is is Andrew Kirkpatrick, who is secretary of the committee, and to his right is Chad Worrell, who's a member of the committee. Item 2 is a request from Don and Sherry Wallach of the Gold Wing Road Riders Association, Region E, for a special events application for a Gold Wing Rally on August 9th from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at Ben Hansen Park to include vending. And I believe we do have, hi, we do have the application attached.
The only thing that we're waiting for, and we've talked about, is just the certificate of insurance.
Insurance? Okay,
And
well, we can, if we choose to make a motion, we'll do it contingent on just getting that certificate. So did you want to tell us anything about the event, or your opportunity for a little free? Sure, go ahead.
What, it's a motorcycle organization. It's an international group. And we're divided into regions. We're part of Region E. And a region is an 8-state area.
Ooh,
So Sherry and I are the chapter directors of Wisconsin Rapids. And about a year and a half ago, Region E, they hold a conference every year and they rotate it, and we heard that they're coming to Wisconsin. So we got a hold of the region director, and he was in Wisconsin Rapids, and we petitioned him to come to Rapids and hold the
Great.
rally here. And 2 weeks later, he called us and said they're coming.
excellent. So that will probably bring quite a few people to the area, you think?
Yep, what did they have in Norfolk? 250?
Wow, that's incredible, thank
We're
you.
expecting a lot more for Wisconsin.
Wow, that's
We
awesome.
expect anywhere between 150 to 200 just from Wisconsin.
The main part of it is at the Hotel Mead.
Right,
Everything is gonna be there, and then this part is Jim's Barbecue, is gonna set up his
his
portable
barbecue shack,
Mhm.
yeah.
Over there, just to have something to get away from the hotel and.
The main conference is going to be held at the
Hotel.
The permitting for this is pertaining to the vending at.
Which is Jim's, right?
Okay.
I think this sounds great. Any other questions from the committee?
Nope, I'll make a motion to approve the request.
I'll second that. So we have a motion and a second to approve. Any other discussion?
Are you planning any other events going on with it? You guys going out for local tour rides or anything like that, or?
Right now, we have plans we're working with the police department. We're gonna do a lighted night parade. It'll be Friday night of the event,
Okay.
of the rally. That'll be advertised, all this will be advertised.
You didn't ask for street closures though, right? So you might, if you need street closures or anything like that, you might have to come back.
Yeah,
to the-
right now, working with Kurt.
Okay,
This won't be taken up by the police department. They're gonna call in, what do you call it, auxiliary
oh, okay,
to
great.
handle it, and they'll block off intersections and stuff, but no closures.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. None opposed. I hope you have great weather.
We do too.
We're hoping the snow is gone.
Well, you know, that is very questionable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, item 3 is a request from Lorna Holowinski of Assumption Catholic Schools for approval of a special events application for May 16th from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. for a music concert, May 17th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a run walk, and May 18th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the royal event to include a special beer license application. The premises cover the tent, the grounds between the tent and school in the school's gymnasium. B, fun run walk route. C, street closure of Chestnut Street between Cliff and Hill Streets. E, vending. Alright,
That's a multiple.
yes. And you know what, I forgot to ask other individuals to introduce themselves. I apologize, I should have done it at the beginning of the meeting. We have city staff, and I'm assuming you are
Lorna.
Lorna.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the first year we've gone back to a full weekend. So Friday night, we will start out with the Vic Ferrari concert in the gym with concessions and the sale of beer in tents outside. And then they'll carry over to Saturday where not only will we have that run walk that Kurt Hoyer is routing for me, but we'll also do, they call it a junk in your trunk. It's a garage sale. And we have vendors come in and open their trunk up and sell the wares out of the back end. And
Oh, fun.
so we're hoping that'll be, that's the same weekend as the port. So,
Oh.
that'll kind of.
Yeah,
coincide
tie it
with that.
together.
And then Sunday, our traditional.
Maybe we can
event.
get that at reasonable speed.
Yeah. So it's pretty much the same thing Sunday, but we've kind of expanded it back into a 3-day weekend. We're hoping to bring in more community involvement.
That sounds like a great event. Or a great weekend. quite
And a car
honestly.
raffle.
Oh,
Yeah, we got a Ford Focus 2014 we're raffling off on Sunday. So.
Alright.
You get one.
and where can people get raffle tickets?
At the school
At the school?
or Rapids Ford.
Or at Rapids Ford? Okay, trying to give you all the plugs I can give you
All right.
in a short amount of time.
Do we have to have a motion on each one, or just?
We can do the application to include A through E.
I'll make a motion to approve the request for Assumption Catholic Schools, including A through E.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can we go back to item 2? In your motion, Chad, I think we wanted to, or maybe you did and I just missed it.
No.
Did we say contingent on insurance?
No, but that,
That's what I wrote down, so.
I did too, and I forgot, would you be willing
Yes.
to go back and amend your motion? To add contingent on insurance?
yes.
Okay, and I will second it on that.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay, sorry. I'm just giddy with last meeting. All right, item 4.
You're all set, thanks.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
this will be heard tonight at the full council meeting. I wouldn't anticipate any dissenters, but if you want to stick around and get another opportunity to plug your event or whatever,
And what time is that?
it's at 6 o'clock.
Actually, these special events, you are the final.
Oh, we are. Oh, never mind.
Well, then I guess.
They got denied it.
Go for
You're
it,
on
sin
the
no more,
council.
you're all good.
You're good.
I'm out of here. Thank you very much.
That's right.
Have a good
Yeah.
night.
Thank you.
Well, it doesn't matter now. Who cares?
You don't have to remember.
I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. I don't care.
She's setting us up.
All right, item 4. So Adam's really excited after I did my I don't care song. A request from the Adam Keegan Planning and Economic Development Director for approval of a marketing strategy for city-owned parcels with specific approval of the disposition via quit claim deed of certain city remnant properties at no cost. All right, so explain to me what I just read.
Well, basically, and a couple of handouts, there's one additional property that Dave Lasko brought to my attention today. So I wanted to quick add it. So that's the highlighted parcel, and then it's a new list of every single parcel that we're looking at. Basically, what has happened internally is city staff went through and identified every single piece of city-owned property, of which there are about 200.
Well, that must have been just gosh darn exciting.
It was. Hence the reason this has been going on for a while, because trying to get people to meetings was a little challenging. But so of those 200, we then broke it down into basically ones that are needed for some sort of reason. So that would be, water towers, fire stations, city hall, that type of thing. Some of them that maybe would be open to selling, but we weren't going to be aggressively pursuing them. And then the remaining 100, give or take, would be the ones that we would be looking to basically market or sell or give away, basically. So that's the 100 that we're bringing to you today for your consideration. So then we broke it down, and I know the map that was included in the packet was probably really small, but there's really no good way to
No.
do it. So this is a larger version of it. So anything in green is things that city owns that are developable and have some sort of value. So obvious examples are gonna be the East Side Commerce Center, which obviously is this large portion, Woodlands, and then the remaining properties in the West Side Industrial Park. And then we have some random ones that were acquired over the years, maybe they had a use, but are no longer really
Longer.
used. An example of that would be the old Advanced Fiberglass on corner 16. So that's something that we think we need to do some sort of marketing. Our intention is to get it on the statewide listing, that basically if people are doing searching for commercial or industrial land,
Okay.
it would come up in that type of search. So we'll get that out there and then do some sort of marketing information to the various realtors so that they're aware it's out there and available. So that's the green. That's just kind of more of an FYI, so that you're aware that those are those properties. Probably, oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, really,
Mhm.
is this that goofy little park that's enclosed by all the,
Yes.
that goofy little, well, that's, where did we
I know.
ever come across with, where we were gonna look at giving that back to the,
Yeah.
splitting it between that neighborhood, or?
I think
Yeah.
we are looking at alternatives if it would be buildable, if we
Right.
split it.
Right, the family of the people who gave the park, you know, back 100 years ago, they obviously don't want it, so we would get quick claims from them, but then the question is, you know, dividing it up, and I think what we're basically saying is, that's a possibility to be sold once we figure out
Figure out how.
how
Right.
it might happen. It could be just one person buys it or divide it up, or, but right now, I think we're just letting you know that that's kind of out there. If it was going to be sold, we would need to come back to you and
Yeah, anything in the green would come back before
Yeah.
finance
Right.
and then the council.
I'm
for
just
sale.
really glad
Yeah.
we've identified the
Yeah.
properties and let's get moving on it. That's
Okay.
great.
Alright, so that's the green, and then just real quick, the orangish, I don't know what color that is, apologize. But those are ones that are basically for the most part remnants, old right-of-way property.
Yeah, they don't look very large.
Yeah, they're all puny for the most part. They don't really have any value, they're not buildable on their own. They're adjacent to typically some other property owners, so our proposal is basically to send them a letter that says, are you interested in this property? If so, you can have it free of charge, all they have to do is basically cover any
Right.
cost of the transfer. So that's the 36 scattered throughout. If you want to be able to get more information, that's why the listing is here. It's got the parcel, it's got, you know, a little more information in there. You can go on like the county GIS site if you're familiar with that, type in the parcel and view them on an individual basis, or I've got other maps as well. And then the blue, they're basically ones that are probably buildable. They have some value, but they really probably only have value to the person next to them. An example, let's see here. This property is a good example. It's part of the parking lot that is currently owned by the city, by the Centralia Center.
Mhm.
It's probably not really developable on its own, but it probably has value to them all. So that would be one that we would offer to them basically first, if they have a desire, and then we would come up with a cost to that. That would not be a for free type of arrangement. And then there's some other scattered ones, like there's a corner lot here that I'm assuming we had for right away. It's technically buildable, but no one's probably gonna wanna build there, but the adjoining property owners may wanna
Okay.
buy it up, so. Those are the three categories, so basically what we're asking for your permission for is to move forward with trying to dispose of these 100 odd properties with those three strategies. So, and if you have any questions on specific ones, I can try and answer what they were used for or what they are used for today.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, I think
make a
it's
motion
great.
to approve with the plan as presented.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve item number 4. Is there any other discussion? Looks good. Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
None opposed.
Wow, we spent way too much time on that, I forgot what that.
I know you color coded it and everything.
Thanks.
No, seriously. I can imagine that was very tedious work. Much appreciated.
Good times.
Good times, good times.
Now, is things happen to the land or whatever, does it have to come back to this committee then for a?
Sales would have to,
Yeah, the
right?
quick claims would not come back to you, but anything that would be sold for a price would come back before finance.
with a recommendation from city staff on
Right.
Price.
price.
Similar to what has happened in the past.
Yep.
I think we had a couple not too long ago that we just
Good.
sold.
Can Shane, in the motion, can you reference somehow we're gonna have to reference those specific parcels?
Oh.
They're giving permission for the quick claim.
The quick
So
claim,
maybe,
36 identified.
yeah,
we could maybe talk about that
that's fine.
after, because we wanna make sure we have.
Because the motion really did say as presented,
Right.
so that is the intent, is
Yeah.
that the quick claims wouldn't have to come back, but anything else would. All right, so that is, leads us to item 5, which is a request from Street Superintendent Jim Borski to purchase street making paint and glass beads.
Street making or
street-
street marking?
Making, street
Marking.
making.
Magic.
I just read what's here, kids. Street marking. Thank you.
This is an annual thing.
It is, I know, very exciting.
You can see I attached last year's and it doesn't change much, although we did order an extra 50 gallons of one this year because they ran out last year too soon. Prices didn't change much and I think
We had 2 separate vendors last year, didn't we? I know.
if you look, there was a whole bunch of invitations to request proposals from people last year and we only got,
I don't have it.
yeah, we only got responses. I put it in your mailbox
Oh.
either yesterday or today. I think yesterday. And I didn't bring a copy of the 2013 with me.
Who won it?
That's all right.
Sherwin-Williams?
Pardon me?
Did Sherwin-Williams?
Yeah,
win it?
Sherwin-Williams is the only one who bid the paint this year, and
That's all right.
Tapco did the glass beads. They both bid glass beads, but Tapco was cheaper, and that's who we bought from last year in both cases, so I'd recommend both bidder again.
Do you have a plan of, I mean, where you left off last year? Or do you have to redo what you did last year? Or do you have
Some
certain
places we have to
sections?
redo, some places we don't. It depends how
Okay.
much traffic went through there and how many times it's been painted in the past.
Do you work with engineering? Like with Dave on if he's got an idea, because I
Yeah.
know there was a few in a 4-way stop intersections that they wanted to remark.
Yeah.
And before it goes through, before, you go ahead and do it and then they
Yeah.
wanna do the change.
Yep, anything he's got that's coming up that requires us to do something different than normal, he lets us know.
Okay.
I'll approve the request of a low bidder.
Second?
A motion and a second to approve. Any other discussion?
Just one note, this may be a kind of thing, and Tim's working on a policy, that once items like this are approved in the budget, which this was last fall,
I
that
agree.
wouldn't
shouldn't have
necessarily
to come.
require a committee meeting
I
and
agree.
another council vote.
I agree. I mean, if it's identified as a line item,
And it's
it's,
just taking care of simple, standard business.
exactly, it's business that has to be taken care of and he's already accounted for it. I
And this
agree.
is the last time we do this.
Will be for me.
Do you have one of those? Yeah. Attach.
All right, so I have a motion and a second to approve item 5, low bidder. Hearing no other discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And opposed?
Thank you.
You betcha. Item 6, beverage operator licenses. I see there are 2 new applications. I'd make a motion to approve.
Sorry.
I have a motion and a second. We'll give Chad a minute to take a look. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and opposed. Item 7, for the final time, I make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Favor?
Aye.